Greetings, this is the D-Tide 425 guide for May 25. Ah, D-Tide 25. So I got it. Yeah, flares. These guys fucked up again. So, first 10 minutes is me speed running through the strategy for those guys who don't want to listen through the long video. And then I'll go in depth. So, wave 1, Lily. She doesn't scale. So, any stall comps, your weakest comps can go here. She doesn't scale. What she does is she summons a mob in front of her in phase 2 that has 6,000 HP, scaling up to 60,000 HP every turn. And if you don't break her shield, she heals up equal to double the amount of her shield or something. So this is the comps I use. Thorazine, huge struggle. But with his recent buff, is decent. And this one I use for the Vortex, whatever. These both work. So, next comp. This, I double stall caster Caro for wave 2. So this boss is very annoying. It's probably like the most annoying boss this D-Tide, which is Remnant Omen, which is a new boss in Chapter 5. Now, this boss's whole gimmick is that it changes intentions every time you exalt. So the intentions are apply bleed, bone, weakness, shit ton of that. Does a 4-hit with fervor, 1 big hit, a 2-hit that discards your hand and inflicts a permanent alienness debuff on you, or 1 super big hit that can't be changed. So that's what this boss does. So you need someone that can either dispel Vone or heal up. That's why I paired Caster with Caro. Now this version is too strong. Just watch my stream or watch my replays or just hold off to the end of the video and you'll see how I did it. So wave 3, this boss is pretty easy for the G-Doll Manchette and even for the 24. Now this boss just does multi-hits. 1 big HP bar. So nothing to write home about here. Hi YouTube, yep. Puckleban is here. So wave 4, you would use Blue Will on wave 4. This is a counter boss. Or G Murphy. G Murphy, remember, G Murphy, if your G Murphy's strong enough, you can skip phase 2, and phase 2 is the hard part. Just do enough sacrifice damage phase 1, and then you skip phase 2. I'll show you how to do it in the long video. Or in the secondary part of the second half of this video. So, Blue Will, just build counter. You have 177,000 counter, and you win. So, last boss. The last boss is one of the easier bosses if you're using the right teams. Now, Dies, the annoying part about Dies is that you need AoE or very strong single target comp. Because she summons a minion that has a lot of HP in front of her every time you push her a certain HP, and every now and then she summons one. So you have to have a really good AoE or a really good single target. And in phase 2, she nerfs your alienness generation by 50%. So you do not want to use alienness units in this particular scenario, unless it's like a very strong Jellic comp or a very strong calf. So that should be the general overview. Now I'm going to go for the long depth overview. So for this, this is Cancer. So normally you would use a stall caster. If Lily was in wave 2 or wave 4, you would use stall caster for this, and you would win. But since it's wave 1, that means her HP and shield values are a lot lower, so you can still use weaker comps. So her whole gimmick every time she's up for D-Tide is that she summons a mob in front of her. And when you do this amount of damage, she stops attacking and she starts channeling a defense for next turn. So once we do 160,000 damage, she's gonna change intentions. So you want to change her intentions when she's doing a big hit on you. When she's doing a big hit on you is when you want to change intentions. So right now again, this number does not go up. It's still 170. Right here. So once we do this much damage, she won't hit us. I didn't use Ultra Turn once. I just saved it for emergencies. I'm just using the relics. So this mob in phase 1 has a lot of HP, 45,000, but in phase 2 only has 6,000. So it's very good for Thorazine in particular. So I'm just buffing the doors in here. So I get the overflow. Yeah, you're gonna be unimpressed at the door scene damage. I'm gonna warn you guys. The viewers were unimpressed at the door scene here. And yeah, I waited. Yeah, there we go. End turn. I waited until we get his rouse. Because once we get his rouse exalt, we can apply overflow damage to Lily. If we kill it with the rouse. So yeah, I get the rouse, I played a rouse, and now he does overflow. So if I hit the mob, since it's low percentage HP, we do extra damage. So we can overflow the damage to Lily. So again, we proc the damage, so she's doing Eternal Flower. She switches intentions, she's not hitting you anymore. That means next turn she gets 100,000 shield. If you don't destroy it, she's going to heal for 200,000 HP. Like, she's going to heal for 2 HP every 1 shield she has. So pierce damage goes well here. Or you just, burst damage here. So I just do everything. Do this, do this. Yeah. Be the baby. Actually, I just Winkle Exalt on doors, I remember now. So I can eat the baby. Eat the baby. Break the shield, she doesn't heal anymore. And I keep going. Yeah. And we're good. So, I'm just going to show you what she does phase 2, and you can watch the rest of the replay here. Boom. And feed the baby. I just exile on Dorazine. Get the last hit. Get the heal, and we're good. 1, and save the rest of the Evernights for when the mob spawns in this phase. Voracious. Get a Pikmin card for later. Because our Key Flare was full. So now, the first card you play every turn summons a mob if it's a command card. If it's a skill card. Don't play a strike or defense. Do not play a strike or defense. Just play a skill card. It summons a no HP mob and just last hit it on Dorazine. Again, a big hit. If you do 162,000 damage, she doesn't do anything. This is why Caster is very good for this. But again, you would use Caster on the next wave. So, do that. Yep, she summons a mob if you play a skill card every turn. And keep going, and we kill it. Play this. Keep going. Keep going, Flash. Chromophage. Dirge. Because this Dirge is retained, we save for later. We play all of our Evernights. Get them as low as possible. That's Dorazine's whole gimmick. Get our health lower. Dorazine Exalt. And then we annihilate, because we don't need to go on Ultra turn here. And next turn we kill with just the another Dorazine Exalt. Because she's going to summon a mob once we play an Evernight. Or a skill card. Yeah. So, we do the overflow damage after we play the lifelike. Evernight, get her HP as low as possible, and dead. This was the most painful run, especially if you watch the stream, me going for the mob fights. Most painful run, NA. So, let's go to the... So, you just do double caster here with a Caro unit. So, this one I did poison counter, 11 turns. This one I did this team. So, let's just do my... This is the weaker team out of the two. Because the other one, I did not need to use the Zoo there. The Zoo was overkill. But, let's see what the boss does. I'll just explain what the boss does. So, this is the first intention. This is one of the 4 intentions. So, this is the bleed. So, this is why you really want Caro. You want the Furnace to remove the bleed, and either to lay or Pharaohs or Nautilus to prevent the Vuln, if you're going to do that. But if you're playing a caster, stall, you want this boss to always do the 4-hit. This is the only intention you want to happen, the 4-hit. The 4-hit is the best option if you're playing caster, because you can just shield the 4-hit. Because every other hit is so bad compared to the 4-hit. Like this, it's so much damage. This is so much damage. So we're going to Exalt to change it. Back to the 4-hit. Back to the 4-hit. And we wait. Again, after 10 Fervor, it auto-plays, so you have to stop once it hits 10 Fervor here. So, next turn. What's he doing? This gives us a permanent debuff and discards your entire hand. You do not want this on a caster unless you have caster OE for next turn. You do not want her to do this turn, so we're going to Exalt on Jenkins to change it. So she's now doing Cocoon of Sorrow, which we're fine with, which is the bleed, vuln, and whatnot, because we have the lay Exalt for next turn. Again, 10 Fervor, we end turn. So now she's going to do the vuln, massive bleed, weakness on us. We don't care about the weakness, because that's not how our damage from stall caster is from. So she's going to do the 4-hit this turn. So I'm going to go into Ultra Turn, if I remember correctly here. Because going to Ultra Turn is another way to get rid of the vuln. Because remember, the Ultra Turn without Arachne counts as a new turn. Counts as a new turn. So we're going to Ultra Turn instead of using an Exalt to get rid of our vuln. So we're not going to Exalt on anyone because we want the 4-hit. We really want the 4-hit. We really want the 4-hit here. It's the best option. Again, our poison and counter relic are doing most of the work. So again, this is the permanent discard and permanent debuff intention. We do not want it unless we have caster Exalt, over Exalt. We do have caster Exalt ready, so we take it. This is the least damage hit, but there we go. So he's doing it again. We're fine if we want to, but we can't Exalt, we don't like it. But that's like the least damage ability he does, so it's free. Because again, the boss is slowly dying to our poison encounter. So this is the one big hit he does, that he doesn't change intentions. This is where you want to Exalt. Because when you Exalt here, he doesn't do anything. But we don't need to Exalt, because again, we will live that anyway. So Cocoon of Fear. Again, we lose 8 ailments every turn. We're going to change intentions. I changed intention again because it was bad. And this is the bleed intention. This is the bleed vuln intention, which is fine. So this is the 4-hit. Again, the 4-hit is good. However, we do have Ultra Turn, but however, let's remove it with Lay Exalt. And this is the one big hit. We go into Ultra Turn. You do all that because Pain and Pleasure lets us recharge from the one big hit. Again, the HP is getting lower and lower just from our relics. Okay, 4-hit, perfect. We don't want to Exalt anyone. 4-hit is the best option here. We're just playing everything, rousing, and ending turn. Does 4-hit on our counter. We have this corrosion. It procs all of it. Yep. And it's dead. We can just do a regular burst turn here, or we just end turn, and it's dead. But I like to meme on bosses. You know how I am. Here we go. And boom, boom, boom. Dead. So that's how you do stall caster. And so you do double caster, one with Jenkins and Erica, and the other one with a Zoo. You don't need Arachne or Wanda, just the Zoo here. This is Arachne actually made it a little bit worse. So you watched my replay. So let me go to the next boss. This boss is relatively simple on a G-Doll poison. I don't think anyone needs me to explain how a G-Doll poison count works. So you can just watch my replay there. So let's just do the apparently a bad unit, guys. Now Fumza, Now, the G Murphy showcase, it does not show what the boss does. Because, again, if you play G Murphy, you don't care what the boss does phase 2. You should be able to kill the boss for phase 2. So, again, on a to will, rouse Hamel first. Rouse Hamel first. Every 3 cards you play, the boss is going to freeze a card in your hand. What freezing a card does, it's frozen, retained, and unplayable until you exalt on whoever it belongs to. Until you exalt on whoever it belongs to. So you want insights. And insights are good options to get rid of that. Or, you know, controlled freezing. Like freezing on units you have exalt ready. But if you're playing counter, you can just ignore his entire mechanic. Phase 2. Okay, so that's first turn. We got 16,000 counter. So play the defense. Twin wings. 4 wings. And get rid of the line. Okay, we're dead. So that's first turn. 20,000 counter first turn. Now, second turn, we're going to rouse either Tawil or Caucus. I think I roused Tawil here, if I remember correctly. Yep. Tawil, then I use all of her. Then I need to clear my hand size. +2. Overexalt on Tawil. We only can pick 2 cards. So, I pick Charge. Charge is very good now. Do that. I'm choosing 6 wing options, so I'm choosing the Alimus. And do that because, again, he is applying weakness right now. So I exile on Nautilus to prevent the weakness. And to retain the shield for next turn as well. Because I'm using Memory Spiral. So we retain some shield there. We +2 a charge to get Tawil's Overexalt. That's why charge is very good right now with Hamel, because you can hold it in your hand, and you can +2 it to get Tawil's Overexalt every turn. You get Tawil's Overexalt every turn if you do that. Again, I'm just pushing here. Okay. We have 31,000 counter now. So, let's get more counter. +2 charge. Again. Almost have Tawil Overexalt again. I exalt on Hamel to reduce the amount of hits because Emmer is going to phase anyway. And we're good. He's going to hit us 9 times. We have 40,000 counter. Yeah, we have 40,000 counter. He's going to hit us 9 times here. Which means he's going to die. So, since we pushed him with counter, which is what you should always do on a Fumzo or any boss with Tawil, we got a free turn. The boss is phasing and not doing anything. So on this free turn, you do whatever to prepare for the next phase. It's a little breather turn. You should always push a boss with counter, if you can, to get the free turn. A lot of people don't do this because they're fucking retarded. But that's what you should do. Get the free turn. So insight. I'm just finding a Tawil. The 4 wings get the Tawil Overexalt. Again, this is going to give us weakness for 3 turns, but it's fine. We're good. So I need to clear my hand, get rid of that, and I'm going to +2, not play it, then exalt on Tawil. So I'm going to look for cards. I'm going to +2, or cards that help with counter. So now I have Caucus Overexalt. Boom, boom, boom. We have 40,000 counter. We have more counter. I got the double Shattered. So I triple played the Shattered. It happened too fast, so I triple played the Shattered there. You can watch the replay. 6 wings. I didn't even use barrier. Oh, there's the barrier. Maybe I did. Yeah. And boom. So now we have 150,000 counter. So it's pretty bad unit, guys, right? We have 153,000 counter whenever we end turn, which means if the boss hits us again, we win. We win. Anytime the boss, 141,000 counter. Anytime the boss hits us, we're gonna win. So the boss is gonna hit us 10 times. So He's literally gonna kill himself on our face. And I'm just memeing right now. I'm just memeing right now because I can just end turn and he'll die in the middle of attacking us. But I'm just gonna meme. I like memeing. Okay? So, I do all this. Yep. Yeah. Will hard counters this boss. Blue will hard counters this boss. Again, I don't even need to do anything. I can just, like, white stance, exo on everyone, and I would have won. So, grab that. White stance. Exo. Exo. Okay, we won. He's hitting us 9 times. We have 169,000 counter. You do the math about how much we overkill the boss by. He died on the second hit. He still had 7 more hits left. So, if the boss had 3 million more HP, we still would have won. So, on the G Murphy, why did I show the G Murphy comp first? You ignore all that. Now you have to play it like pretty. You have to like wait until the turn you don't have the weakness. So again, the G Murphy comp's the same. You want to overexalt for first turn. Always, you want to overexalt first turn. And then you rouse her. And then you rouse G Murphy. Then you rouse Miriam. There we go. Abyss him. I'm just do my thing. Double posse. Keep going. Again, you don't care if it locks G Murphy cards. You actually want it to lock G Murphy cards. Because during a burst turn, you are going to overexalt on G Murphy again. So, this turn. Rouse Miriam. Now he's going to apply weakness to us here. Which we can dispel by either waiting or whatnot. So this is the weakness turn. Next turn is potential burst. However, when I did the first burst the first time, it wasn't enough because of the weakness. So we want to stall 1 turn. We want to live this turn and stall exactly 1 turn in order to get the full damage to ignore phase 2. Because we want to ignore phase 2. So, now we red stance. This is the kill turn. We red stance. We apply bone. Exo on Tulu first, then Exo on Goliath. So your hand isn't clogged with his cards. Then, you clear your hand. Exo on G Murphy. And you win. You just need to do enough damage to kill it in one go through the invuln. Yep. Again, without G Murphy relic here. Keep going. And we overkilled it. We had a 1.4 million sacrifice here. 1.5 million sacrifice. So we overkilled it by half a million sacrifice. So, what does he do phase 2? You don't give a fuck. You don't give a fuck what the boss does phase 2 on a G Murphy comp. Anytime you see a boss that's a very annoying phase 2 mechanic, just slot in your G Murphy and just do that. If it's annoying, slot in the G Murphy. So let's go over this. You would want to use Monocalf for dies. You would really want to use Monocalf for dies and Gelit for dies. Those two goes very well on dies because she does do nice bleeding and AoE. Calf does good AoE. Undying Sun, Rouse, Dice. So, Exo on her to get more of her cards. Again, we're just playing cards here. One more. And now I can Posse again. Yep, there we go. Posse again. So I can play the dice to get the weakness. Because, why do I put the weakness? She gets bleed and counter based on how much damage she does. So the weaker you make dies, the less counter poison and whatever bullshit you hate, she gets. So you want to apply weakness on her the first turn. If you don't, she's going to get more counter and bleed on you than you're comfortable with. Yeah, so imagine her getting twice as much counter. If I didn't apply weakness, this would be like 38 counter. That would have been cancer. So you want to apply weakness on her first turn her. So, Hyper Flare kills everything. You get the strength gain, double play the defense, and we're good. Yep, end turn. Oh wait, I remember now. I XL on that. I didn't need to because I had cup. I forgot I had cup. And we're good. So this is phase 2. Every 200,000 HP she loses, she summons mobs, and she summons a mob every turn, and she applies blind and weakness. It's very bad, so you want to kill mobs every turn, so you need a big AoE comp, like Calf. Like Calf, it goes particularly well into this boss. We're never going to get Overexalt again, because of the boss's gimmick nerfing our Alienist generation. Because this is the boss's gimmick right here. Alienist generation decreased by 50%. So any comp that relies on Overexalting, do not run into this boss. If you rely on Overexalting, do not run in against this boss. Giant's Reign. Again, I want to get the Hyper Flare. So last stand into Hyper Flare here. Karen. There we go. We're at full HP again. Okay. So, we're gonna clear one card from our hand. That card. Undying Sun. Get 2 cards. Put a dice. Exalt. Remember, we're not gonna get Overexalt on Calf. We cannot get Overexalt anymore. Well, we can. It's just very, very hard and not worth it. Just very, very hard and not worth it in the slightest. So I did that so I can draw the Hyper Flare. I'll reshuffle my deck to draw the Hyper Flare in case you're curious what I did there. It's pretty simple. So I just played a naked Hyper Flare here. It's fine. And last stand. And we double play the Riker cards. Remember, we can play with money. Riker's very good. Okay, we have 910 strength, 1000 strength now. We posse this turn like always. It's big damage, but we're gonna kill everything every turn, so doesn't matter. We're gonna get enough for Overexalt. Or just regular Exalt. Sorry, I said the word Overexalt. I meant Exalt. Regular Exalt. I'm just trying to shuffle my Fiamma around here. Near End Spark. To get the dice, to get the Vuln. There we go. And Hyper Flare. And now I can transfer the things with the defense and get another Hyper Flare potentially. But I'm not going to do that this turn. Gonna wait and end turn. So this time, clear one card from our hand. Undying Sun. Do the dice again and Hyper Flare. And now we won. We can just Exalt on Calf. Here's your meal, and the next time we play the Solar Flare or Hyper Flare, we win. So I'm just transferring the Fiamma to make it into a Hyper Flare right now. Strike is a Hyper Flare, but again, we can still transfer the Fiamma. Unfortunate. Unfortunate. Did not transfer to 1 Fiamma. However, we just need to do 9,000 damage. The next time we find an AoE, or we... what's it called? Exalt on Calf or Riker. We win an AoE. This is why you need AoE. Without AoE, you have to dig through all of those mobs. But since we have AoE, we hit the last boss. It's very annoying. This boss is very annoying if you're not using the right comps. And the other comp is just a Jelly comp, which, again, low investment, can do it just fine. And that's this D-Tide guide.